Today I'll be challenging the Karen concept because stupid people are using it wrong, and it's also used by even more stupid and hateful people as an approach to skin color hatred. They get away with skin color hatred using this term, and I'll explain that in a moment. And I'm also going to show you guys a few clips to prove what I'm talking about, proving how dumb some people are and how hateful many more people are. The term came about as a way to hate on white women who love law and order. That's what it started as, but it's morphed into something ridiculous and new. But even the way it began is silly, because what's wrong with loving law and order and calling the cops on people who aren't doing things by the rules or maybe doing things illegally? So maybe if you see somebody coming over the border illegally, are you a Karen for calling the cops on that person? Or if you see somebody stealing a car, are you a Karen for reporting it? And this the whole barbecue thing. So just because a few white women were sticklers for the rules, or maybe they thought they understood the rules when they didn't, and they might have called the police on somebody, that's how the whole thing came about. And I think there was also another instance where there was some young person selling water, and you can't just sell whatever you want on the street. You have to have permits and things like that. So a woman called the police for that, and it got turned into a racial thing. But let me make it known right now, these kinds of women who respect law and order and want things to run in an ordered way, skin color has nothing to do with it. There could have been a white kid trying to sell water, and the same thing would have happened, because these women are such sticklers for the rules and law and order, and there's nothing wrong with that. Our society is sick, twisted, and backwards, where criminality and chaos is praised and put on a pedestal. That's why so many of our martyrs that we look up to and paint their murals on walls after the cops have to deal with them, we make those criminals into martyrs, even though they're in the wrong in the first place, and then we demonize the people who like law and order. And that's the sickness in our culture right now. But we're going to move away from that pretty soon. The pendulum's going to swing, and order, reason, will be cherished and honored once again. And chaos, criminality, and psychopaths will be put in their place once again, instead of put up on pedestals and revered and worshipped. But you'd have to be completely ignorant, blind, deaf, and dumb to not understand that white is the most hated thing right now. And if you're somebody who is white and you respect and love law and order, you're definitely going to be hated. Christianity is also under attack right now in a special way that no other religion is. So if you're a white, Christian, straight, and especially conservative, if you're all four of those things, white, Christian, straight, conservative, you are the most hated thing on the planet right now. And it shouldn't be that way, because those are the people who are most honorable, honest, they love law and order, and they keep things stable. Without those people, it would be complete chaos, and criminality and psycho behavior would reign supreme. And the reason why those four things especially are hated so much right now is because they stand as a speed bump or a stumbling block or a barricade to just an open floodgate of chaos, criminality, and insanity. That's why those things are hated so much. Don't get it twisted. Don't try to make it into something it's not. That's what it's all about. And this is coming to you from an Arab who is not even Christian. I'm not religious, and I can see these things so clearly. And I know you all can, but a lot of you are going to pretend that what I'm saying is untrue or that I'm crazy, but you know down deep inside, this is the reality. You can pretend all you want, but it's not working. Your little games are not working. The truth rings louder and harder than the silly lies that many of you like to perpetuate. And I know this, just talking about this simple concept, people aren't going to be able to handle it. There's going to be some people who are, their feathers are going to get so ruffled by the truth and just simple dialogue about this subject and topic that you'll be able to see their insanity emerge if they happen to voice their opinions. And I'll also be willing to debate anybody on this topic on video conferencing. We can go screen to screen and I'll video debate you on this topic if you think I'm wrong about any of this stuff. That's how confident I am in what I believe and think. So let's see how confident you are. I bet you it'll just be text complaints in the comments where they can write their complaint and then run away. Tell me they're going to unsubscribe and all this stuff. And it's not about the programming. It's not that they're not getting programming tutorial from me in this video. That's not what upsets them. What upsets them is the truth. The truth bothers them so much that they have to run away from it, and they get all bent out of shape and then run away. And it's not because they try to say that, oh, all I want is programming tutorials from you. But if I was saying something they agreed with and it wasn't programming tutorial, they would love the content. But it just so happens that I'm saying something true that goes against their dumb ideology or their dumb way of thinking. That's what makes them upset. It has nothing to do with the type of content it is. It's just that it happens to be true and it bothers them. End of story. Okay, now we're going to watch a clip together that's titled, "A Building Full of Karens Can't Stop Me from Landing This 360 Flip." It's a bunch of skateboarders. That's some kind of
no skateboard. I'll call the police.
apartment complex or whatever. And there's a nice lady saying, you shouldn't be doing this. Another lady comes out. You guys aren't allowed to do that. Slamming up against the van.
He just landed it. There's
She
nothing
said,
to worry
"What a
about. We're already
douchebag."
out of here.
And she's right. Okay, so they're adult young men who are, they're not kids. They don't look like teenagers to me. They look like adult young men. And they are the dickheads here. They're the Karens here. They are the ones who are chaotic, disruptive a-holes, being jerks. And then they're trying to call the women who just want them off the property and away from their homes Karens. So the women are not the narcissistic, entitled jerk-offs. They, the skateboarders, are actually the narcissistic, entitled idiots who are just causing trouble in society. So anybody that might like law and order will be called a Karen. Anybody who doesn't want property damaged might be called a Karen. So the term is being used wrong, actually, in this case, because the narcissistic a-holes are the skateboarders. Now here, I typed in crazy Karen arrested. Here is where it's being used wrong all across the board now, where these are criminally minded psycho women who are doing illegal things and being crazy morons. They're being called Karens. That's not what the Karen is. If you want to go by the way the concept originated, it was originated for white women who call the cops on people doing things wrong. Now we're just calling everybody that we don't like or agree with a Karen. So stupid people, thousands of stupid people on YouTube are titling their videos wrong and calling the wrong set of people Karens. And let me play this short clip one more time, just so you, and I won't talk during it.
No, you're gonna stop. It says no trespassing, no skateboarding. I'll call the police.
That's fine.
Okay,
It's
we're
my
gonna do
job.
that.
It's my job.
I don't care.
All good.
No, it's not.
They already called the cops. He just landed it. There's nothing to worry about. We're already out of here.
So what do you think? Who are the a-holes here? These adult men or these older women? Now what I want to do here is I want to show you what it would feel like if we started, let's say for instance we started calling all women who were really ghetto, ratchet, criminal minded. What if we started calling them very popular black girl names? We'll pick one name that's a popular black girl name, and that's what we'll call all women who are criminally minded, ratchet, maybe they're Jezebels and whores, things like that. We'll call them a black girl's name, and we'll see how that feels. But you can't do something like that because being black is a protected, privileged class that are coddled and babied in this nation. So if you were to do that, you would be labeled a racist, but yet you can take a very popular white woman's name and be racist that way towards white people with no punishment and no repercussions, and you're not called racist when it is a very racist concept at its core. So look at some of these most ghetto girl names. Watermelondria. That's funny. Watermelondria. Angelica. I can't. Shabubu. Lashaniqua. Bonkiki. Tyrone. I don't know what that's doing there. But yeah, let's say we called men who were very chaotic, criminally minded, dangerous psychopaths. What if we called all of them that we see in videos Tyrone? That's a real racist thing, wouldn't you say? Most of you would probably think that's racist to say something like that. But it's okay to do that to white people, though, because it's popular and accepted to hate on white people. And that's why Karen is so popular, the term Karen. So what if we called all women that were ratchet, ghetto, and criminally minded and psychos, psycho whores? What if we called them all Keishas? Hey, look at that Keisha over there. Hey, look at what that Keisha's doing. Or we'll make a video and title it, "Look at this Keisha going wild." Nobody would like that, right? But yeah, yet it's okay to do that to white people, huh? You people, a lot of you have double standards, and that shows that you have the nature, a demonic nature, because you lie, you have double standards, you're a hypocrite, and so that exposes that you have the nature of the devil. Those are the devil's attributes. Having double standards, do as I say, not as I do, being a hypocrite, being a liar, those are all the devil's attributes. Those are not the attributes of honor and integrity. So let's get it right now. So if Karens are people that we're describing, people who are entitled, narcissistic, then all people of color should be called Karen. Because people of color in the United States especially are the most entitled, narcissistic, babied and coddled. They think their poop doesn't stink. And those are the people that should be called Karens if we're going to use Karen as a descriptor for entitled, narcissistic, crazy people. But what the term Karen really started as was for white women who love law and order. White women who call the police on people. That's what it started as. But now it's all kind of out of hand. People don't even use the concept and the term correctly. Sharkeisha, Shitete, Symphonique, Shanae, Erica. Oh, Erica. Erica. Well, I'll tell you, man, the names for black women are getting so crazy. I wouldn't be surprised if pretty soon we see somebody popular, maybe in Congress or a social media influencer named Spatula Kia Ubuntu. Spatula Kia Ubuntu. Her first name Spatula, her middle name Kia, and her last name Ubuntu. Which Ubuntu is, I think it's under the Linux operating system or something like that. But it sounds like a name that would be given to a black girl. Spatula Kia Ubuntu. The names are just bananas. Julie. I guess that's a way for them to be called Julie, but not in the white sense, not in the white way. So they spell it Julie. La'a, Lasha. So take any one of these kind of names, Jaquisha, Kalisha, and if you try to apply that to anybody that's ghetto, ratchet, criminal-minded, maybe a whore, then you're going to find yourself in a whole lot of trouble. But it's just perfectly fine to do that with white women. Now, what about women who are named Karen? Women named Karen who were born before this stupid concept, this demonic concept, ever came about. Now they're stuck with this stigma of being named Karen, and I'm sure I know a girl named Karen, a woman named Karen, and I'm sure she must, catch some hell every once in a while from her friends. For instance, if I spoke to her on a normal, regular basis, I wouldn't make fun of her, but I would make jokes about it to her, and I'm sure it's got to be driving them crazy. Any woman named Karen, that's her given name from birth, this has got to be upsetting them a little bit, because now they're stuck with a stigma around their name. So it's a very hateful, stupid thing to do, just all across the board. And I hope we can mature enough to grow out of it. And I just feel bad. I feel really bad for women named Karen. It's a very pretty name, and we shouldn't have slapped this whole stigma on it. So that's all I really wanted to talk about. There's other things that we could go into about this, and other reasons why it's stupid and hateful, but I think I touched on the major parts. And first, people are just using it wrong now. They don't even understand what the concept originated as or really means. Second, it's a way to perpetuate skin color hatred towards white people, because people who do things like this, they're obsessed with skin color and identity, who have that kind of mindset. They're obsessed with skin color. They're obsessed with identity. They don't look at individual character. They don't want things to work on merit. They want things to work on identity. What your skin color is and what's in between your legs is what's more important to them than individual character and what's inside your heart and mind. They don't care about that. It's all about what's in between your legs or your skin color, because they have the nature of the devil. And I'm not even religious. This is a non-religious person who can easily see that they have the nature of evil inside of them because they have these kind of attributes, these kinds of mindsets. So I think I covered everything I wanted to talk about. I'll talk to you guys soon. I love you all. Mwah.